Yeah, Sam, where exactly is it right now?
You know, it's just off the coast of South Carolina. I'm actually putting something together here really cool that I want you to see because it feels like we've been talking about Dorian for weeks now, right? It's only been around for 13 days. It was named on August 24th. Somebody asked what the longest lived storm was.
Okay.
In 1994, John. 31 days.
John.
31 days. It tracked over 7,100 miles. In fact, it crossed the date line in the Pacific, became a typhoon, and then crossed it again and ended its life as a hurricane. 7,100 miles. Imagine talking about Dorian for an entire month. Thankfully, we will not have to. It is, however, in the headlines here. The outermost bands are making their way into our area already. Some showers out there, some heavier downpours mixed on in. Expect that to become more widespread as we go through the rest of the overnight. You can see them lifting from the southeast to the north and west. It'll fill on in on that radar screen in the coming hours. There's the center on radar. Just now well to the east of Charleston. It's starting to pick up its speed just a little bit more, it looks like, in the last couple images, throwing that onshore wind up through Wilmington, where the storm surge is going to be critical the next couple of hours. But back behind it, the winds turn around, and it's blowing all the water back out that it originally blew in there earlier today. There's also a severe weather threat with tornadoes. Tornado watch here is for these outermost bands that have already caused several tornadoes. And in fact, that severe threat does creep northwards. Storm Prediction Center has us in a level 2 in the area in yellow, a level 3 farther to the south and east. So overnight tonight, don't be surprised to get an alert on your phone, especially in North Carolina, of a tornado warning. So keep that in mind, too. That's also a threat. 110-mile-per-hour winds, currently a high-end Category 2. The track takes it over Cape Hatteras, Cape Lookout area overnight tonight and early tomorrow. Still a Category 2 storm with a wind field expanding as it lifts northwards and gains latitude and then picks up that forward speed and out into the middle of the Atlantic and gone and out of our headlines. Here's how it's painted on Futurecast. Those showers overnight tonight getting more widespread and heavier, the heaviest of the rain building into early tomorrow morning, sticking around especially to the south and east through late morning. There's going to be a sharp cutoff here. Back off to the west, some spots get very, very heavy rain. 10, 20 miles farther west and inland might not see half as much. It all starts to pull away and offshore, keeping those winds around through late afternoon, and then things finally start to quiet on down overnight Friday into Saturday. So here's how much rain you can expect. Those highest totals, 4 to 8 inches in all the areas in blue there, 2 to 4 in between, and then a sharp cutoff off to the north and west there. Well, areas out by Richmond may see anywhere from a ½ inch to maybe as much as an inch. Much, much less. The wind field right now is expanding. Those tropical storm force winds come out 195 miles from the center. In the red here is the hurricane force winds. Those winds up and over 74. Pretty large wind field there too. Notice as we go out in time here, that does move over the Outer Banks of North Carolina, northeastern North Carolina, southeastern Virginia, but a large chunk, in fact all of the Outer Banks, seeing those hurricane force winds likely before things quiet down overnight into Friday. Here's how it looks a little bit closer, zoomed in here. As we go out in time, notice the winds start to get stronger. Overnight tonight, 20, 30-mile-per-hour winds, but certainly by early tomorrow, those winds get much stronger here. We're looking at over nearly 60 miles per hour at KDH, over 50 at Norfolk at 10 in the morning, and they get much stronger, up and over 70 hurricane force winds down to Kill Devil Hills and Edenton, nearly 60 in Norfolk over to Virginia Beach. Much less of a wind deal out towards the central parts of Virginia, but you get close to the coast and those winds will be cranking right on through mid to late afternoon before things start to wind down and those winds turn. The winds are going to help drive higher tidal surges, and we're looking at Sewell's Point here, 6.7 feet, major flooding. Tomorrow afternoon's high tide at 4:04. Same deal in Yorktown. Tomorrow afternoon's high tide, 5.6 feet is the forecast for major flooding. Duck Pier in North Carolina, 7.1 feet. High tide tomorrow at 2 p.m. Let's break it down further now. Here's how it looks in inland Hampton Roads. That time frame tonight through tomorrow. 30 to 40 mile per hour winds with gusts higher than that, 50. 1 to 5 inches of rain because there's that sharp cutoff from west to east that I showed you. Moderate tidal flooding there. As we get to coastal locations, winds are a little higher, up to 65 mile per hour gusts, 4 to 8 inches locally higher, and major tidal flooding there. Inland northeastern North Carolina, 30 to 50 with gusts to 70, 4 to 8 inches, moderate to high overall impact. And the northern parts of the Outer Banks, those winds will be stronger, 40 to 60, gusts to 80, 5 to 10 inches of rain. Overall impact there with major tidal flooding will be high. And the southern Outer Banks, where the center of Dorian could potentially track right over, we'll see major tidal flooding, 50 to 80 mile per hour sustained winds, gusts over 90. Overall impact will be significant. So this evening, 76, rain spreads north, windy and warm. For tonight, we're down to 73, heavier and steadier rain lifting from the south, north, and becoming very windy towards morning. And tomorrow, windy, rainy day, especially if you live close to the coast. Major tidal flooding, too, anywhere near water. We could reach hurricane force winds as well. And there's that 7-day forecast. Thankfully, it's gone by Saturday. Could have a lingering, isolated shower or storm, still warm and humid, but the sun returns and a quiet time frame for much of next week.